Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we traveled all the way from Bratislava to Banska Bystrica to meet a special guest, STYKO.
Wait a minute,
Welcome.
get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods.
Hello. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
All right, that's great. So a little bit about your team. It's a new team, new expectations, I think new goals.
Yeah.
Would you be able to share what is this team about and how it actually became together?
So the team is completely new. We started the season is completely new for us. We started from scratch, so no core, 0 points, no rankings, everything built from the ground up. I was approached by LMBT, which is our coach. He is a good friend of mine. He coached me in previous teams, and he asked me to create a team. And I said, yes, I will do it, but I'm also taking up on a new challenge of being a captain or in-game leader. I wanted to try it. I think my career over time naturally developed into this kind of a person.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. I'm obviously in-game leading just for 3 months now. It's a big challenge. And so yeah, that's how we created a team. And then we picked the players depending on roles, age, skill, communication, and the vision, overall like vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Because the team atmosphere is very important to us.
Okay.
And that's how it is. We were grinding, as I said, no rankings, 0 points. So we have to grind from basically the bottom, the leagues where literally anyone can participate.
Yeah.
And it's been not that easy because it's a lot of practice, a lot of grind. The schedule is tough, but we're doing it so far. And this whole season is just meant for us to kind of lay the foundation for the team.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been playing with some players that you're currently playing with. And how is it to be reunited? How is it to be like again together? Do you maybe use the same strategies or something, like some calls, like inside jokes or something?
Yeah, we definitely joke around about the period where we were still teammates. So LMBT, me and Oscar,
Yeah.
we were part of the Mousesports and Hellraisers, and we were at some point number 2 in the world. It was just during that Astralis era, they were beating us all the time. So it was quite some time ago, and we are, you know, we're still vibing. We understand each other, but after all those years, it was like 6 years that we were separated. We were always like finding new ways. You know, we're new persons essentially. So it's yes, we have a new teammates, but we also have to relearn new stuff about those past teammates because we just changed. I fundamentally changed over those years. So did Oscar, so did LMBT. So it's a new stuff.
But it's nice to kind of be back together, right? With the guys, with like all old mates, and do something nice together right now, trying to achieve new heights, new goals, and it's pretty nice.
It is nice, and we also like share the same sentiment that we did back then when we were successful. The same recipe or same structure doesn't work in nowadays, the Counter-Strike. So we have to constantly find new ways to become better.
True.
And that is sometimes even our disadvantage. Like we're trying to be, like build the game, strategies, tactics that worked when we were tier 1 Counter-Strike players, you know? When we were at the best events in the world. But right now we're not there, and those strategies don't work against lesser skilled teams for some reason, because we cannot read the rotations, we cannot read the setups. It's harder because it's more random.
Yeah.
And therefore we have to step back kind of and like scope out, zoom out and find a problem, because we cannot play tier 1 Counter-Strike against tier 4, tier 5.
Yeah.
So,
it's actually true, because a lot of teams that are performing could perform at a high level and get in some tournaments with like low skill teams, and you are losing just because you don't understand like why is he re-peaking this position when you never re-peak this position at this situation.
Like that. It's individual decisions as well.
Yeah.
Like you cannot read the opponents. You don't know the opponents. You are playing against a player for the first time in your life, and it's different because in tier 1 they constantly play against each other. They understand, okay, this guy's playing slow, this guy's playing like this, he's more explosive, he loves to play in the smokes. You have all these micro reads that help you win the clutches, but in those events, tier 5, tier 4, tier 3, you don't have it.
Yeah, it's so different. Okay, tell me about like your career. what could you highlight from your career? I hope there will be a lot of new highlights, new heights achieving now. But at this moment, what would be your like the biggest highlight that you're like proud of, or something that you're like, I did it?
Yeah, so I think I have to mention our last CS:GO major in Paris with Apex. That was the time where we went into semifinals, so top
Yeah.
4 finish. We lost to Vitality, which eventually won the whole major. And why is it the highlight? Obviously, it's the deepest run I've ever had in a major. I've been top 8 before with Mouse, but top 4 finish never happened to me before. I also understand that we were not a team that people expected us to go that far. So we were kind of like a dark horse or underdog, I would say. And I remember like it was a special period for me because before that I was even thinking like about joining the project. I was always like happy to go there, but I wasn't sure where our ceiling is, how much can we achieve, and I was thinking that we already maybe hit the skill ceiling before.
Yeah.
So I was also thinking like maybe that's it, maybe I should just end my career, like there's not much that can happen to me, you know. I was 27 at the time, 28 at the time. Like it was a tough period because I also felt like it was hard for me to maintain the motivation to go. But after this success, I realized that if I did quit, like those months prior to the major, like I would never have this highlight in my in my life, and that showed me that I made a good decision, and also showed me that being resilient and like moving forward is actually like much more efficient way for me to look at my career right now in CS, but maybe in some years it will be something completely different.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. But that year actually was really unexpectedly good for
It was, yeah,
Apex,
sure.
and not only for you, but also for a lot of people who kind of, I don't know, didn't expect you to come so far, but you did. You proved them wrong, and a lot of people were like, okay, these guys can actually do something, and it's really good.
It was a roller coaster because I remember like few months before that, we had the issues with the roster. We were kicking shocks. We were bringing in, we were trialing new IGLs. We didn't really know the identity of the team. We were switching coaches as well.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly clicked, and the major was just beautiful like result of hard work. And I understand this might not happen every time. Sometimes you work hard, but you don't have results to prove it, to show it at the end. But for us, it was like a perfect chaos kind of happened.
It was like your year.
Yes, when we went through a lot of struggles, we fixed those struggles, we worked for 3, 4, 5 months, and then the major happened, top 4 finish. And yeah, that's like, I don't cherish that one moment of us being in the top 4, but the whole process that led up to it, like those
because
4 or
you know
5 months.
everything from inside. And actually, if you said that you had some problems with the roster in like couple of months before that, I know how it is to like put the roster together in such a short period of time, because for esports 2-3 months it's not the time, because every day, every week counts.
Exactly.
So actually really good results. In terms of team play, what can make a significance in a team play? Is it like individual skill, or actually the teamwork that can make this success happen?
So it's a bit of both. For individual part, I will say that understanding of the game, when you understand the game and micro situations, you're much more likely to help your teammates as well, because you understand when they are in trouble, you understand when they need help, and you understand when they can help you and you can ask for it. So that's individual part, but also just the team play in general is created from chemistry. That chemistry is created from a lot of communication, not only on the server, like you don't have to communicate every single move that you're doing, but also outside of the server, like how you're feeling, you know, how much of a trust you have towards a certain teammate, how much you know that he trusts you. And chemistry is just created through experience, so experiencing a lot of things together. And you experience those things by playing a lot, right?
That's true.
And spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So this is how you bond as a teammate. You know what to expect, he knows what to expect, team play is created. And you know, a lot of people are thinking like team play is like, oh, just you have a setup and the guy peeks on your contact or something like that. That's not a team play. That's like fundamental basic of Counter-Strike. Team play would be if you are able to do this without any communication whatsoever, right? So this has to be created over time, and I would say that you usually have to have, like, sometimes you vibe with the teammate and you are able to find this team play within like 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't vibe with the teammate so much, and you're finding your own like solutions, and it might take months before you find this team play. Let's say you play 2v4 clutches a lot with a certain teammate, you're in that clutch like every single day. Over time, you're naturally going to be winning much more of them compared to someone else who is not part of those clutches.
That's true. And looking at your performance in Open 10, I know that ESL League Open 10 is not actually your level in terms of, it's a little bit lower, but you have to go through it.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely outstanding performance because our Gamers Lab team was first season. We've also played Open 10. Unfortunately, we didn't meet you guys because otherwise we might do some bad stuff to your statistics.
We should be lucky that we didn't meet you.
So. Because sometimes it's happening. But what is the key? Is it really good team play, or were you chilling on this kind of Open 10 season?
I think this is part of the thing where when we practice as a team and we play other tournaments, not the SCA Open, we never play those kind of level of opponents. They are even like step below.
Yeah.
And that's why, what I said before, when you practice against tier 1, tier 2 teams all the time, and you run certain strats, those strats will not work against these guys. And therefore you have to just individually overplay your opponents because you're just so much better. And sometimes you never know who you're like playing. Sometimes you're playing pretty bad players and you're out-aiming them and you just finish the game fast.
Yeah.
But sometimes you actually meet teams which are similar to your level, and there were a couple of teams like that in the SCA Open. And then you have to actually switch the gear and prepare differently, play actual setups, strats, defaults, communicate much more. And it's so hard to do this consistently over the whole season because you play in the group stage, you play 14 matches, and then there's playoffs, which is like another 10 matches, and then those are best of 3, and then the final is best of 5.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games, and it takes a lot of like brain power to even compute how you should play against certain teams.
Yeah.
And luckily, we went undefeated throughout the whole season. We lost just 2 maps. One was in the final, one was in like semi-final or so. But there were a couple of occasions where I think like, holy, we should have lost this game. Like, we were not playing good. And it's like we were playing too individually sometimes, where we should have played team play. And then sometimes we played team play and it didn't work and we should have just run at them and kill them.
I guess it's hard because every game you like play, you have to like totally zoom out and look, okay, who is this team actually, and how should we play against it? And you can only find out that in the first like couple of rounds how they're gonna play. And it's
a best of 1, so sometimes you spend like 5 rounds figuring it out, and it's like
and then
0-5.
Then it's too late. But gladly everything went really well on your side, and you managed to go basically undefeated. And I wouldn't say that when I first heard that you will be playing Open 10, we in a team meeting were like, okay, yes, they have a really good chances because we know these guys and we saw them on a pro stage, and it's not gonna be difficult. But for us, it would be nice to see some competitive game from the other people on the servers, but they didn't actually show a lot.
I actually think lately ESCA Open will be much more competitive, and there will be more better teams signing up to this because some teams will form naturally, like we did this season. Like they will form next season, and this is the only opening like way how to get into the good leagues, right? So there is one way. Another way is that, for example, yesterday we played Astana qualifiers, and in the top 16 of that open qualifier, there were 3 or 4 teams from ESCA Open.
Okay.
So the level there is clearly like those teams. They might not be the best. They are not full time. No one is getting salary there. Yeah. But there's like 5 good individual players from the Faceit that are like so skilled that they are actually able to carry themselves in these open qualifiers to these later stages.
Yeah.
And that shows that was never happening before. Like ESEA Open was nowhere near that before.
That's true.
Right now it's happening, and let's see how it goes
But
for the next season.
it's good for the progress of CS, and I guess for the CS community to kind of grow, to understand, because a lot of people who might be considered underdogs can actually show up, and
also new
really
people
nice.
who are like just signing up for this league. They get to play. There's a chance that they will play against professional players.
Yeah.
And to me, if I would be in their shoes, if I would be amateur, I would just having fun with my friends, I would love to meet some team like that. Okay, we will be probably smashed, but it will be experience that you can learn from, or you don't need to learn from it if you don't want to become better. It's okay. It's just an experience for you. Okay, we played against them, we lost, but it was so much fun. Like, it happens.
That's what we are currently facing in our team, because you also participated for the Slovak championship, and I think you qualified already for that, or not?
For the Y Games.
Yes.
Yeah. We won an open qualifier there. It was like 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Yes, because we also played. Our first game wasn't that successful.
Yeah.
Because actually, when we are playing against academies, well, might be winning sometimes like 13-11, sometimes losing 13-0.
Yeah.
Or not 13-0, 13-10.
So it's like a roller coaster, but it's close. Yeah.
For us, it's close, but we're on that academy level. So when we played against Virtus Pro Academy, we showed our really good game. We lost because there's only one guy who was like overshooting, and we couldn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who are like top 3 teams right now in the world?
It has to be Vitality.
Okay.
It has to be Mouse and Spirit. Probably.
Mouse and Spirit.
Yeah. Vitality is clear number 1 right now. It's not even close in my opinion. But by the time this video is out, maybe it will be already closed, and maybe they will not be top 1. So it's how fast things change. But Rob's addition to Vitality is just too good. So
I think so. Yeah, but don't you think this Spirit is too much?
Spirit.
Like they're at their prime form right now, maybe. And with Don coming, running, shooting the open and over here, and
I still think that that Vitality can shut him down. But I won't say it's because of Robs or because of Zaivu, but overall, like, the level of the team play that they're showcasing might be enough to just outshoot even Donk, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
Who would be the, let's say, top 2 players in the world right now?
Very scuffed. I would say probably Zaivu and Monesi are the best right now. Donk a little bit dipped, I think. He didn't have a great tournament before.
Yeah.
Now he's playing pretty good. I would say Monesi has to be up there. Individually, he's just insane.
Yeah, individually, Monesi is pretty young, pretty successful in couple of last years, and he's keep going. What do you think about the players who are not in the rosters right now? So
not in the rosters, so like free agents?
I would say so, or maybe Simple, who I'm not sure what's happening with him.
I'm not sure as
Will
well.
he return? Will he not return? What to expect? But he's definitely the guy who did a lot for the CS community.
Yeah.
And would you like him to be back?
Of course. I think having players like that back is just huge boost for the whole community, in my opinion. It's just a big name,
Yeah.
For the fact that if he comes back to compete, I'm not sure. I honestly don't think that it is that he doesn't have a skill or anything like that. But if you don't have a drive or motivation, it's basically you're not looking forward to get up in the morning and go practice. And if you don't have that spark that you're motivated to do it, you're not improving. Like, you're doing something forcefully instead of out of joy. And right now, like, Simple was streaming a lot. He didn't even play CS
Yeah.
Played mostly Dota.
Yeah,
He
he
didn't.
plays Dota a lot
He
now.
doesn't. He doesn't just spend time in CS enough for me to think like, okay, this guy still loves Counter-Strike so much.
Okay.
So
So you think he left because his passion to Counter-Strike just like
I mean,
went away?
yeah, I think he achieved a lot. He won majors. He won Grand Slam, right, as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he won Grand Slam. He won just so many MVPs, tournaments. He's still young. He has this privilege that he's so young that he can just switch the career right now. And
Yeah. And
just-
still be good at Dota.
just not even like esports. He can
Yeah.
he can literally start being a businessman or whatever.
Yeah.
And he will probably be successful there as well. There's a lot of things that you apply as an esports pro can easily apply to business.
But do you think because Monacy is maybe the clearer of example because they're playing on the same position and Monacy is younger and
Yeah.
he achieved already a lot.
Yes,
Do you think Monacy can be better than Simple?
I think all of these young guys have potential to just be straight up better and overcome what he did because the game is just so much different right now. It's much more faster,
Yeah.
and I think that the amount of tournaments and the prestige of the tournaments that they're attending is just also higher. So I think they can do it.
Yeah.
I think both of them. Like if I look Dong Zaiwu, and Zaiwu already did it. He won more MVPs than Simple.
Yeah.
Dong Zaiwu, both of the Dong Monacy, both of them. I think they're on a just upwards trajectory, which is like exponentially higher than what Simple had, in my opinion.
That's probably true, yeah. And the game changed, and the mentality of every person, how to play the game, and what's actually happening on the
Yeah.
map, everything has changed. And to be honest with you, I think if Simple even comes back, he won't be the same as he was before.
No.
Like, at least for 3-4 months of his kind of professional
At
gaming
least.
at the professional level, because he just don't understand the timings right now. And
I also think that it has to do something with his personality. Like
Okay.
I'm pretty sure when he was a still pro, right, and he was pretty good. Like when he had, for example, gone to Falcons,
yeah,
like there were moments where Navi could have taken him back, but I don't think he will ever. Like Navi understands that if they bring him, they're not gonna be better than what they have right now.
true.
And that's to me shows that even if Simple becomes like super skilled, like insane level, inhuman level, it would still left like question marks if you don't change inside. Like
Yeah.
what do you do for a team?
Yeah,
Are you making the team better through your individuals, or you're making it worse through your lack of chemistry, for example, or the attitude or the ego? Like it might happen.
have you ever played any like Face It game with him, maybe in a team?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
because
I don't really play Face It or FPL.
I spoke with a couple of guys who did, and watched also interviews. He was a tough guy to deal with.
Yeah, it
in
wasn't
terms
easy
of,
to work with.
In terms of like gameplay, obviously playing against him, it's much harder. But the way how to structure the team, everything should be structured around him, and that might be issue for some teams. For example, for Navi right now, where Wonderful just playing his way of Counter-Strike, helping the team.
Yeah.
And not team helping him.
Maybe
to get
Simple can
kills.
come back to be Rifler, I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe, but I'm not
it's-
sure it was really successful
Yeah,
in the last
it did-
couple of months.
Didn't
his
go
game.
too well, but
Yeah. All right.
it's I don't know, Simple is a tough question. I don't personally know him. I wish him luck. But I also think that that ship has sailed. Like
Yeah.
if I would have to put the money, I would say that he's not going to come back. And if he will, it will most likely ruin his legacy rather than improve it.
That's also true. I just got myself on this thought that maybe it was a good time for him to leave
Yeah.
because he was on top.
Yeah.
And if he comes back and show that he's not the best, he won't get in like top 10 players for the year, that would be upsetting not only for him but also for everybody on the stage and every supporter basically.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah.
Maybe it was a tactical retreat.
Maybe.
And he did it at a good timing. When the new game came out,
Yeah.
we had to relearn a lot of stuff.
True.
But also, I would say that it's mostly like his. I don't think he left because of the game change, but because of the like motivation and the. I don't want to say burnout because again, like I'm not trying to put his
Yeah.
words into the mouth, but it's. I would
But it
say
was
it's
definitely
psychological.
something.
Psychological
Definitely
more.
something, and it's probably good that he left on really high note.
Yeah, some players should have done that.
Yeah. Maybe you.
Maybe. I need to get back to the top to leave. Now
Yes,
it's
you
extra
will.
motivation.
You definitely will, and we're seeing this from the games, from everything, and your hard work that you're putting out for the community. We see it, and there's no doubt that you will still have your chance, and especially with this team that a lot of people actually might be thinking of you as underdogs, but at the end of the day, boys, just look at them play and you will see and understand how they actually CS works right now and why this team has a big bright future.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we are clueless, but who isn't, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Every team has its good days, bad days,
Yeah,
bad periods, and we're just new team right now. You have to look at us and like we didn't do any roster change. Like this is just first 5 guys that we started playing together. Maybe in the future we will think like, all right, this doesn't work. All right, this works. Let's keep it up, or we need to make some changes, and we don't know yet. We just are still in this season of figuring it out, how we feel, how we behave.
okay,
It's just much more than results on the server.
that's true. Times, and it's nice. It's
You see, like,
so right now, let's go to the topic of your life without video games. How do you reset yourself from playing too much? What do you do on your free days, and how does your day go?
so I have to say that whenever we have a free day or day off, how we call it, it's very rare that we have it like 2 days in a row. So it's most likely out of a week we have 6 days where we play and practice, and 1 day is meant for relaxing and chill. So I know all of my teammates like to spend it differently. Some of them, they have families, they have kids. Some of them, they just play more CS because whatever, they enjoy it. For me, over time, it changed. When I was younger, I was using this 1 day to meet with my friends, to play CS, like depending on whatever I liked. Like it was just a chaos for me. Like whatever happens, I just went there and I couldn't care less. Like everything was fine. But over time, as I got older, I realized that I need to take this day off actually more serious. And it's not only about me just lying in a bed and relaxing, because that to me is not really resetting my mind. Like it's not helping me in any way. I have to do things that make me happy, and I have some of them in my life. One of them is playing CS, obviously, but I don't want to do that on those days off. I do that on all the other days. So what I do on the side is I create content. So that's what I do on my days off, where I just meet with a friend of mine and we prepare a couple of videos. Sometimes we script them, sometimes we just brainstorm the ideas, what I should do. Sometimes I stream, sometimes I coach players. Like, I like sharing the knowledge of Counter-Strike to others. That's what's like fulfilling me, and to me that is relaxing enough, because I get to, like, at the end of the day I'm thinking, okay, this day was good because I feel like I could teach something. So teaching is very like new emotion to me, new like activity that I found is very like calming my mind, you know?
That's nice. What would be your advice to all young players, or not really young, but the people who want to become professional or semi-professional, in terms of not only how to separate the days off and days with the CS, but in general, what could you give like top 2-3 advices that could change their game?
I think this is very individual, and that's why I have to say, to try a lot of things. Don't think that if you love like CS and gym, that on those days off you will just hit the gym and that's it, because that makes you happy. It's great that you know it's making you happy, but you should always like try to experiment with something further that you will maybe realize is the new activity that you could do. So you always try to develop somehow yourself. And those activities, they cannot be like, as I said, like watching Netflix. Like it literally gives you like nothing. It should be something that is making you a better person. It should be maybe a skill that you need to start picking up. It could be simple things like, for example, I am personally, I never did it, but you could like pick up, I don't know, pottery, you know, you can like make pots, and just creating something will maybe be super fun to you. Maybe it will be like super boring and you will never do it again, and that's fine. You tried it, you know it's not for you. Next week you're gonna do, I don't know, you will go into the nature for a walk, you will go hiking, and then you will realize this is amazing. I will do this every day from now on. And the fact that you are comfortable with one thing and you always do it, it can get into like a stereotype where yes, it's helping you, but every time you do it, it helps you less and less to reset and refocus on what really matters. And in these cases, if we're really talking about semi-pro players, I'm a professional player. What really matters to me is to be as best in Counter-Strike as I can be. So on these days off, I do activities that has nothing to do with Counter-Strike, but those activities free up my brain. So for the next 6 days, I can fully concentrate.
That's true.
On the CS.
Wow, that's actually really good, and it's useful tips because you can also relate this just to your real life, not only to CS and video games and stuff. It can be literally related to anything that you have to recharge, and you have to recharge not only physically but also mentally, and this is really important. Okay, the next question would be what are your plans after finishing your career? I know it's probably too early to speak, but you already have a success with the YouTube videos, with the streaming. Maybe you also casted, right, before?
Yes, I did analyst gigs at a couple of tournaments. So my plans for when I quit CS is that I want to be in a position where I just do what makes me happy and I don't have to worry about money. Basically, when I retire from CS, I want to retire completely. Like I don't want to work in my life. So after I retire, it might happen that YouTube is not going to be anymore like challenging for me, right? It will not fulfill me as much as it used to before. Maybe I will. Right now, I would really enjoy streaming, like not CS, but just be a streamer and enjoy games that I like and create a community. Like create again something. I'm creating something, right? So that would be nice. But maybe in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, so depending when I retire, streaming will not be an option anymore for me because it will not create like that, like fulfillment.
Yeah.
It might be that I will just go and do the casting again or analyzing. I still have a lot of opportunities to do it, but I always decline it because I want to focus on the CS. So that will be always like a backdoor for me.
Yeah.
And I also don't like it that much that it's a backdoor and it's always an option for me because it's not challenging. Like I know always that if I want, I can just take the job, make some money and travel the world and it's perfect. But do I have to do something extra for it? No. So again, maybe I will just start a business completely unrelated to esports. Like I already have 2 businesses that I run, or like I own them, but I don't run them because I don't have time.
Yeah.
But it's already something that is creating money, and eventually I want to be like kind of like financially free to do whatever I like in order to really enjoy what I did for past 15 years in CS. I was working hard. I didn't have too much time to travel on my own time. I didn't have much time to meet friends, family, etc. Now I want to be in a position where I just start doing it and try to start enjoying the life instead of grinding it.
Yeah, that's actually really, really good. And it's always nice to have this opportunity of being on a stage and actually be still related to esports, because I think as most pro players, you will have this opportunity because you have a certain name, you have certain experience, and people like analysts, casters, they will also be needed at this job. So it's really nice, but it's true. We have to spend more time with the family, with our relatives, with close ones, especially when we have this type of jobs, when we dedicate, as for you, for example, 6 out of 7 days, and it's really hard. But
Yeah, I mean, like to some, it might look like I will switch dream life or dream job for a boring one, but to me, I don't need stress in my life anymore. I have so much stress in my pro career so far that some people will not have in like 3 lifetimes.
true.
You know, and people don't understand it. Like, what are you stressing about? You're just playing the game. But literally every day is something that can cause you a stress, and I'm trying to battle it. It's not healthy for your body as well, and I need to treat it right. I need to fix, you know, my mind, my physical body as well, and I would prefer this boring life over a hectic one where I have to make a lot of rush decisions, and I have to be like like when you're a CEO of a company and you have to do like difficult decisions, you know, and you're analyzing and everything. Like, I just want to relax at least for a couple of years before I regain motivation to do it all again, because I do think that under stress you really create a character in any person. When you're stressed, you really show your own values and who you are. You're not doing that when you're in a relaxed state.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm kind of tired of being constantly under stress for so many years.
Wow.
The one is for Inferno.
Wow.
So you can take them, okay? They're a little bit like bruised here on the
It's
bottom.
okay. We'll put them in frames,
sure.
and we'll make sure to put them in our place in Gamers Lab.
Yeah, maybe I can sign them before I give it to you.
Oh yes, we have a marker as well. So and we have a special present for you.
Oh my god. What is it?
Let me just show you. This is a t-shirt, our t-shirt
Your
of Gamers Lab.
Okay.
So maybe one day, you'll be like, should I retire or not? Or I could join maybe the guys.
Oh.
It's not official signing yet. We really value STYKO as a player, and maybe
Where's
one
the
day.
contract? Where's the contract?
We'll send it on your email. This one is for you, and we will do a giveaway of one signed t-shirt by you, and we'll make sure that people also stay connected and stay positive about esports and everything. So here you go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, okay guys, this t-shirt is gonna go to one of the subscribers. Who's gonna win it? What should they do? What challenge?
Just enjoy Counter-Strike.
Enjoy
Subscribe.
Counter-Strike. Subscribe. Yes. To Gamers Lab, STYKO, and make sure to participate in all tournaments, in everything, if you wanna become an esporter. So yes, good luck.
Good luck. It's this is a new one. This 400 hertz,
Wow.
and this one is the one I used before, 360 hertz.
Okay.
And this one was 240 hertz. It's just like I was gradually upgrading it. This is my main setup, and this is just for streaming because I have second PC for streaming.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I don't stream lately too much, so that's it. And this is my like content table where I shoot all the videos, and I have like a laptop there, and it's just clean. You know, I just don't use.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like I want to always have to everything ready, so I just press and I can start. Because if I have to always like fix lights and then fix cameras and then like microphone for streaming, I use like this. When I shoot videos, I just do this and I shoot like.
Yeah,
That's
wow,
it.
that's great. That's so nice.
Sometimes I was shooting videos and there was my personal stuff written here.
Yeah.
And I had to edit it out. So I'm
Yeah.
just checking if. I think that's fine. Like, no one will able to read it.
You have your personal servers.
Yeah, we have our. So basically, what do you want me to?
Just show your settings, how everything is set, like what mouse sensitivity you have.
Just
I don't know,
in game,
shadows.
or also you want me to
I think just in game.
like NVIDIA? Actually,
No, just in game. We're not gonna go too much in depth about it, but we just want to show people how actually pro players
Sure.
are set.
So for me, most important thing is that obviously the sensitivity is the first thing I check. For me, I use 0.8, but I have 800 dpi. So this is in reality, most of the people are using 400 dpi,
Yeah,
and this is 1.6 sensitivity.
yeah,
But it's exactly the same. Why I use 800 dpi, I don't know. I heard the more dpi, the more precise the sensor is. So that's why I kind of halved my sensitivity and doubled my DPI. That's it. I don't know if it's any truth to that, but this is how I. Sensitivity is one thing, and then obviously my config, but it's not like in CSGO, you have to have your own config.
Yeah.
In CS2, it's much more simpler. We started with video. I play full screen. I only have windowed because I had to like alt tab a
Yeah.
lot, but full screen basically
But
full HD.
this one is crazy. The
400?
400 hertz, like
Yes, so this is the 400 hertz monitor, which
Yeah.
is the newest from Zoe or
Okay.
BenQ. I don't know the exact model, it's back here, I can show later. And I used to play 360 hertz a lot, but 400 hertz, I received this monitor like 2 months ago and I've been testing it and I've been pretty happy with it.
do you see the difference?
I do, I personally do.
Really?
You don't now? Probably you're, yeah, it's hard kind of to see. 40
No,
hertz.
I can see that it's like smoother, it's
Yeah.
brighter, it's nicer.
Yeah.
And from 240, maybe it's a big gap. From 360 to 400, I would
Yeah, I have
probably
like
not.
right now I have 600 FPS, so maybe that's
Yeah.
also adding the smoothness. But if you don't have like 300, 400 FPS, it's pointless for you to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
400
obviously.
hertz. So that's how it works for me. For advanced video, this is big talking point
Yeah.
for a lot of players. At some point, I was like watching videos and I was interested, how should I set it up? I tried it, I liked it, and I kept it like that all the
Okay.
time. I remember like 2 months ago, I saw what Donk is using and I compared mine to Donk,
Yeah.
and it was very similar, so I didn't change anything.
Everybody did the Donk and Mono C.
Yeah, because
they're-
most likely they're playing the most like amount of hours,
Yeah.
so probably they know more, or they know the feeling of more
Yeah.
settings basically. So for me, I have vertical sync disabled, everything's disabled here, low latency disabled. I have boost players contrast enabled. That some players didn't like it, but
Okay.
personally for me it's good. And then I have like video preset is custom, and I have 8 times very high global shadow quality. You really want to see those shadows on the long distances.
Yeah,
It's giving you like unfair advantages. Dynamic shadows is pretty much all of them. Model texture detail for me is low. Filtering mode linear. I had this on 8 times as well, so I had 8x and 8x, but I saw Donk and I think Rob's having bilinear, so I went like, probably this doesn't matter, and I went for bilinear. Shader detail is high, particle detail low. Ambient occlusion, this is actually important. This is high, and what it does is that I will try to show, but when, okay, this is kind of obvious angle. Okay, let's put a bot here. When we put a bot here, it gives like the shadow behind me,
him, yeah.
even though there is no lighting. Like I cast
Wow.
no shadow right now, but when the bot is there, it creates a shadow. Right now, it's not useful at all. But for example, if I would be, there are on nukes specifically some positions where this shadow would give away some advantage.
yeah,
So I have like a, this is what, this is what ambient occlusion does. That's why I want to have it on high.
wow.
Then high dynamic range is on quality. If fidelity is disabled for highest quality, the game will just look shit if I put anything else. So for me, it's like this. Hood HUD edge positions, I have it very much stretched into the screen.
I was about to ask, like, what the hell am I seeing?
Yeah,
Because
so I
it's-
like it that my active like, so that's just hood edge positions. Audio, I don't think I have anything crazy here.
Do you have 10 seconds for the diffuse?
let's go back to that. For EQ profile, some people like have to have it crisp or natural. I have it smooth. I don't know. I just changed it pretty recently, but that's what I do. And I have everything turned off, but 10-second warning volume, which is on 10% for me.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like I only hear it when I focus on it. That's it. So it's not like distracting.
Is it helpful?
It was helpful in CSGO. In CS2, it's inaccurate. It starts a little bit off timing. So sometimes you start hearing the music, you start diffusing, and you can still make it. So don't immediately just.
Okay. What about one question? As we start talking about the bomb diffuse and stuff, there's a lot of situations when you have to defuse the bomb in smoke.
Yeah.
But you don't see it, and you're just running around tapping E, trying to find the bomb.
Yeah.
Some people, I saw it on internet, they're using the help.
The game helper. Yeah.
The game helper, where it shows where the bomb. Do you think it's appropriate to use it on a high level?
Instructor enable. I had this bind in CSGO.
Yeah.
But in CS2, I didn't enable it. I've never tried it in CS2. I don't know if it's worked the same as in CSGO. But I had this bind in CSGO, and I said to myself, whenever I'm in clutch, I'll just enable game helper, and it will help me. But I always forget about it. So I never enable it. So I stopped using it completely. It can happen, first of all, whenever you are running around and finding C4 in a smoke. Don't tap E like a crazy maniac, but hold it, okay? And hold and run, because it will automatically pause you when you find it.
Okay,
so you don't need to, it will be much faster. And so that's one tip. But yeah, I saw some people doing it, but honestly, it just, for me, I use a sound right now, and it's pretty easy for me to determine where the bomb is.
Do you have you seen this map? I think created by Logitech, where you have to hear where the bomb is planted.
Yes,
on a fully dark mode.
I have played it, and honestly, I wasn't that good at it. Like, it was much harder than it is.
Yeah.
But because of the sounds are a little bit scuffed.
Probably, yeah.
But it's like, I think maps like that gives you like a good perspective of how precise you need to be with the sounds. So whenever I hear steps on the right in CSGO, I could almost like flick and understand that the guy is right there. But in CS2, I have to flick, but I give myself like a leeway that he can be like, let's say, in this spread. Okay? And I don't know where it is. So instead of confident flicks, I went for like a general flick into the area, and then I'm ready to adjust. So that's how my like perception of like sound and playing on sound cues changed. I cannot believe myself as much as I did in CSGO, because the sound is not as crisp.
Okay, that's nice. That's interesting.
Yeah. Wow. So let's move back to audio, but I think we covered everything. We can go to the game, and there's just nothing too crazy here. Like, I don't use anything crazy. I think pretty much everything here is whatever preference. This is like about crosshair, about binds, about these reticles for lineups. Telemetry, I have it always on. I don't know why, I just prefer it that way lately.
Even during the games?
Yeah, I have it during the games as well. Like, if something feels off with the server, I can notice already in the warm-up, and we can request for another like location or anything like that. So that's what.
Is it hard to play when you don't play from the same place, from the same country? Your teammates are all around the world, I would say, and you have different ping. How do you deal with it? Like, if somebody has start having lags or something, do you request a different location? Or
so sometimes it happens that we are forced to play on a server which has like bad routing for some of us. But we generally, in pro scene, we just agree that Germany is the best.
The best, yeah.
Even when we're playing against like CIS teams and against like someone from, I don't know, like Ukraine, Finland, or obviously Russians, then we ban servers, and we always end up on Germany. We just always end up. So it's like commonly like gentleman's agreement kind of to always stay on the German servers.
I would say.
And for us, it's perfect because we have like a guy from Czech Republic, a guy from Slovakia, we have a guy from Poland, we have two guys from Denmark.
Yeah. And
what's between us? Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good.
So we all have same ping. So
okay, that's nice.
But as I said, CIS and Scandinavian teams, we all end up on Germany anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Next. What is next? Keyboard and mouse. This is just binds, and for me, I have no crazy binds. I would say. Only thing that I have by menu is on F5. I don't know why. I used to play some single. This is from 1.6. I used to play some single player game, which I used F5 to, I guess, equip my character. And then I started playing CS, and I was smashing F5, and I couldn't buy it. So I just rebinded B key to F5, and I stuck it ever since.
Do you have binds on grenades?
Yeah, of course. I have C for Molotov, and if I would have a T molly, it would equip that. Then I have F for flashbang, and then mouse, which is mouse 3. This is mouse 4, I think.
Mouse 4
for smoke. And for HE, I don't have it because you always have HE as a first grenade in this. So for HE, I always just press 4. I don't have a decoy bind, but that doesn't matter. I barely use it, and if I have to use it, it's most likely okay for me to just go through all the nades.
That's pretty nice selection of CF
and mouse
and 4. Wow.
The thing for me with smoke on mouse 4 being that sometimes when I'm completely flashed and I know I'm in a molly, I don't need to like scroll through, like press C or press F, but I just tap it instantly and I diffuse myself when I'm completely flashed.
Okay.
Because I know that if I wait for the flash to be gone, I am going to die by that time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So whenever I'm in panic and I have to smoke myself, I just click mouse and put it under.
Wow.
That's it.
That's nice. That's an interesting combination. That's the first time I can see this type of binds. But yeah, I guess whatever works for you, and that's the most important.
Actually, I have X and C are the same binds. Sometimes it happened that I misclicked.
Yeah.
And so I made like, okay, X and C are going to be both mollies for me.
Wow. That's nice. That's interesting.
Yeah. And I think from settings of the actual game, that's pretty much it. Like nothing
standard.
Yeah.
How do you talk when you are like playing Face It alone? For example, how do you communicate? Like,
I press V. I just press
V.
Yeah, just like voice. It's pretty much default, and I didn't change it. I barely use it because I don't really play Face It, and if I do play, it's usually with someone, so I communicate on TeamSpeak, you know.
Oh, okay.
And on TeamSpeak, I don't have a push to talk. I constantly talk. So I used to have push to talk when I started my career, but then I had it on caps lock like this. But then I realized that it's like a little bit too distracting, and microphones became over time much better. So they stopped picking up the surrounding sound of the room, and then in LANs, and actually I can play without having like a.
No, that's cool.
Like push to talk button.
Wow, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing the insights. Guys, make sure if you want to play like STYKO, probably you won't because it's a lot of time and practices, but you can try. You can do your best and start with the settings, because settings is one of the most important things in CS. I guess you have to start with it in order to find your sensitivity, find how everything works and how actually the game looks when you're playing it.
Exactly. Settings are, you can copy it from your favorite pro player,
and
then
like
adjust
STYKO.
it to your from me, and then adjust it to your own needs if needed be. So that's how I started. I copied it from someone, and then I tweaked it, and it became my own after time.
That's cool. That's really nice. I'll probably try to cut this out and use it for myself as well. Try to get the picture of everything and use the same settings. At least I will try it. We'll see how it goes. But it was nice. It was a pleasure to talking to you. Thank you so much for agreeing, for showing us this. So yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe to STYKO. All the information will be in the bio. Yes, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and yeah, we'll see who's gonna be the winner of the jersey.
Good luck, and thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Thank you.